New year, new beginnings. Lesson number 4. There will never be another moment like this one.
And welcome back again to 6 Weeks to Wellness with Jan Fitzpatrick of inVibehealth.com. Jan, this is the moment, so tell us about this. What are we going to be talking in this episode here?
Well, one of the lessons learned was to take advantage of your time with friends and family. And whether you see them frequently, talk to them every day, or only occasionally, make it matter. Your being present is the best present you can give anyone.
Well said, Jan. So again, this is our 4th lesson in a whole series of lessons learned from the holiday season, so that you can, improve on the next round, but also start your year off right this year. So before we get into that, Jan, give us just a quick rundown of what we're going to cover in this episode.
We're going to talk about how to experience the best in others, allow for change, and make every moment matter.
Okay, well, this sounds like good stuff, Jan. So let's dig into point number 1 here. Experience the best in others. Tell me about that.
Well, before I went on my trip, and I could go back years when I didn't do this and see how things turned out. And then when I started setting the intentions for my trip this year, I decided that they would be to reconnect, to make fun memories, and to bring out the best in myself and the others around me. And make distinctions whether I really wanted to get into something, you know what I mean, or just let it be.
Mm-hmm. So this is partly about getting your mind right? Getting yourself focused on what was going to happen on this trip, and then guiding yourself through it, right?
Yeah, especially when it had to do with interacting with the people at the other end.
Mm-hmm.
I guess during too, on the way it was fun too to think about how to connect with the person at the desk or the restaurant or wherever it might be. That was fun too.
So not just family. Really the whole travel experience.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, I was only thinking about the family interaction, but you're absolutely right. Those little interactions along the way really do color your experience, and to be present for those can really, influence the tone and the energy that you bring once you arrive at your destination, right?
Mm-hmm. So people tend to be a lot kinder to you if you are really paying attention to them.
Well, right, exactly. Making eye contact, smiling, actually letting them feel like a human being, right?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Great. Well, let's talk about your second point. When you say allow for change, obviously change is going to happen, and not allowing for it is probably not a great idea. So tell me about allowing for change.
Well, up until 2014, I was really only seeing my whole family once a year. And so every time I went back, I'm the oldest in the family, the oldest sibling, and there are expectations of that. Like, they're with each other all the time. They live within a couple miles of each other. And then when I pop in, it's sort of like they want to put me in a box, and they want me to be the big sister personality I've always been. And people change. They just do. And this year, people changed a lot. And it was me not having expectations, I guess it's that word, about how they were going to act, but just to be, if I were my best self, then my hope was that it brought out their best self. And people do change. They mature, they evolve, and I noticed that my siblings were much more relaxed this year. And it made a whole different time. Mm-hmm.
You're raising a really great point, Jan, because most people don't pay attention to the fact that it's a two-way street, these expectations of these old family roles, and that if you're expecting your sister or brother to be exactly the way they always are, quote unquote, then there are little things that you're doing that actually bring that out in the other person, and vice versa. Their expectations for you to be the big sister rather than just the the visiting sister.
Yeah.
can
Yes.
try to push you into that old role. So being
Yeah.
present is a big part of being able to kind of not do that, not lay the
Yes.
expectation on them, and not to let it be, placed upon you, right?
Exactly.
Excellent. So allow for change. Excellent point. So let's talk about this third point here, which I think we're already kind of bridging across to, which is make every moment matter. Tell me about that.
Well, every time I've gone to visit, everything's been slightly different, and this time things were way different. Like I said, I was no longer able to do walks with my mom because she was recovering from having a new knee, and that's really when we talked the most. We were out of the house. It was just the two of us. We were outside, and it just brought a lot of conversation on that. It really didn't get talked about this year because we didn't have that together time as often as we had in previous years. And there are different groups of people that show up every year, too, for Thanksgiving dinner. We had 18 people for dinner, and there was, people die. They become ill and they're not able to make the dinner, or, they're just decided they can't travel anymore, that's really too difficult for them. And for my nieces and nephews, they have different relationships and different people that they bring to the dinner every year. So each dinner is completely different from another, and each experience during that day is a unique moment that will never be repeated again. And it's just a gift to just be with my friends and family, just really be with them. And we can take pictures, we can take videos. It's just the fact that I'm not taking pictures to look at later. It's just I'm there and I want to have a moment to take home with me.
Right.
But everybody is there and having fun, and we're all remembering what a good time Thanksgiving 2014 is. 2015 is just not going to be the same.
Well, it's such a deep point and a really important point, right? Well, it is really, because there's a real risk of this is another Thanksgiving,
Yes.
This is another Christmas, this is another New Year's, as opposed to the fact that you've never had this New Year, you've never had this Christmas, you've never had this Thanksgiving, and that it is a unique experience rather than a string of experiences. And if you miss it,
Yes.
then you're going to miss that actual relationship that you're having with these actual people in this actual moment. So it's kind of deep, Jan. Well, this has been great, Jan. I've really enjoyed all of these lessons. I mean, they're your personal lessons, but of course, in each one is a universal truth like this. I mean, so I've gotten a lot out of your lessons. It's triggered my memories of my own lessons. I hope our viewers are having the exact same experience. So I hope you've enjoyed our 4-part series here on these different things. In this particular one, we talked about experiencing the best in others, allowing for change, and making every moment matter. Now, if you missed any of the previous lessons learned from Jan, there's a very simple solution. You just got to come on over to invibehealth.com, where you can actually stay connected to all this great stuff that Jan creates that hopefully betters your life and makes you think about things. There are videos, there are blog posts, and there's a book, and that's your point of entry, is to go to invibehealth.com and get Jan's Amazon.com book absolutely free. When you do that, you'll be on her notification list, and you'll be there for our next series that we'll be doing, very shortly. So, Jan, this is going to really help me get off to a great start for my new year. It sounds like you're off to a great start for your new year. I hope everyone else is as well. So until our next series, I wish you the best, and I'll talk to you very soon.
Thanks.